Now we will see object and scope of Industrial Employment Act 1946. The Industrial Employment Act 1946 was enacted to require employee in industrial establishment to define and publish clear and precise standing order regarding various terms and conditions of employment. The objective of the Act is to regulate the employment conditions in industrial establishment and provide greater job security for the workers. The main object of the Act is to provide legal framework for the regulations of the employment condition of workers in industrial establishment. The Act requires employers to define the various terms and conditions of employment, including working hours, holidays, leave, termination, and disciplinary action in clear and precise standing order. The standing order must be certified by a certifying officer appointed by the appropriate government. The scope of the Act applies to all the individual establishments, what are the factories, mines, and plantations, where 10 or more workers are employed. The Act defines worker as any person employed in any manual, unskilled, skilled, technical, operational, clerical और supervisory works for hire और reward. उसको हायरिंग का रिम्यूनरेशन मिलेगा या रिवार्ड मिलेगा. द एक्ट ऑल्सो कवर्स बोथ परमानेंट एंड टेम्पोररी वर्कर्स. बोथ एम्प्लॉइज़ के लिए आपको स्टैंडिंग ऑर्डर में सारी क्राइटेरियाज को डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा, चाहे वो परमानेंट हो चाहे टेम्पोररी हो, सबके लिए सेम होगा क्राइटेरिया. द एक्ट ऑल्सो प्रोवाइड्स फॉर द सेटलमेंट ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट्स arising from a standing order by the appropriate government or a tribunal. The appropriate government has the power to make rule for the implementation of the act, and any breach of the standing order is a punishable offense under the act. This is a brief diagram that explains this is the industrial setup complete, and one side there is management and other side is the employees, and एम्प्लॉयमेंट कंडीशन को लेके हमेशा टसल होते रहता है. किस किस कंडीशन को लेके? क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ वर्क फ्लो एंड वर्कमैन, हॉलीडेज, शिफ्ट, पेमेंट ऑफ वेजेज, लीव्स, अदर्स. दीज आर द components. Now the what is the industrial employment standing order act 1946. The appropriate government may, after giving not less than 2 months notice of its intention to do so by notification in the official gazette, extend the provision of this act to any industrial establishment employing such number of persons less than 100 as may be specified in the notification. Within 6 months from the date of which this act becomes applicable to an industrial establishment, the employer of that establishment shall submit to the certifying officer 5 copies of the draft standing orders proposed by him for adoption in that establishment. Such draft standing orders shall be in conformity with the model standing orders of, if any, and shall contain every matter set out in the schedule which may be applicable to the industrial establishment on receipt of the draft. Now, on receipt of the draft standing order from the employer, the certifying officer shall forward a copy thereof to the trade union of the workmen, or where there is no trade union, then to the workmen in the prescribed manner, together with a notice requiring the objections, if any, which the workmen may desire to make in the draft standing order. These objections are required to be submitted to him within 15 days from the receipt of the notice. On receipt of such objections, he shall provide an opportunity of being heard to the workman or the employer, and will make amendment if any required to be made therein, and this will render the draft standing order certifiable under the act, and he will certify the same. A copy of the certified standing order will be sent by him to both the employer and the employee associated within 7 days of the certification. The certifying officer has been empowered to file a copy of all the standing orders as certified by him in a register maintained for the purpose in the prescribed form. He furnish a copy of the same to any person applying therefor or on payment of prescribed fees. Standing order shall come into operation on the expiry of 30 days from the date on which the authenticated copies are sent to employer and workers representative, or where an appeal has been preferred, there will become effective on the expiry of 7 days from the date on which copies of the order of the appellate authority are sent to employer and worker representatives. In summary, the Industrial Employment Standing Order 1946 aims to regulate the employment condition in industrial establishment, provide greater job security for workers, and ensure that employers define and publish clear and precise standing order regarding various terms and conditions of the employment. This is a brief diagram to depict the Industrial Employment Act to require employee to define the condition of work, to bring uniformity in terms and condition of employment, to minimize industrial conflicts, to foster harmonious relationship between employee and employer, to provide statutory sanctity and importance to standing orders. This is the standing order. Thank you.